All right, shalom, shalom. Just a quick little, through the spirit, pretty much. Here, trying to get a little bit in before I go into work. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well and teach well, being a great example to his brothers, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. As you can see, it's a lot going on, man. My mind is leaning more towards, the things that are happening, the squeeze that are on these people in the earth, that are on us, the financial squeeze, all this stuff is leading up into that mark of the beast. See, what Esau Edom's going to do is, like our Apostle Ramlov, he was going into all those executive orders. They're going to put a squeeze on you to give you no choice but to take that MOTB. You know what I'm saying? Spoken about in Revelation chapter 13. They're going to put a squeeze on you, take away this, take away that, to the point where your family is going to be in dire need of food. It's ultimately the spirit of the Most High, putting a famine in the land. But they're going to put a squeeze on you to where you're going to be in dire need and you're going to be faced with decisions to make. That's why the Lord is taking us through it right now, so that whenever that time of Jacob's trouble does come, we can be ready. But let me start off here in the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 8. And I'll start at verse 50. And it says, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride." Okay? Many great miseries. What is misery? Different afflictions, different, stuff that you're going through, being in distress, chaos, having to make decisions, making lifetime decisions. Do I want to pay my rent, or do I want to buy my medicine? These older folks making decisions like that. Should I just suffer and not get my insulin, or should I pay my rent? Should I suffer and not get my medicine, or should I go ahead and pay this car note because I know I'm going to need the card? Many great miseries. People are making decisions. Should I put some gas in the car, or should I just walk to work this week? I don't even know, because I don't have any food. I haven't had any food in my refrigerator for a long time. Things like that are going to lead to people accepting that supplemental income, that CBDC, or which it's ultimately going to lead to that MOTB, being in dire straits. That's what's going to lead to. Let me skip down in here, and this is 2nd Esdras chapter 8. And it says, I'll skip down to 55 or 56. Nope. Let me skip over to 2nd Esdras chapter 9. And it says, verse 1, "And he answered me and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself." And that's what we're doing. We're measuring the time. We're measuring all these things. We know that we're in that last beast, that fourth beast. And we know that the Lord is coming after that. We know that this is the time in which the Lord is going to not only visit the earth in which he made, but he's going to come back. This is that time that all the prophets that were before us spoke about, that the disciples spoke to our Lord Yahweh Shai, who the world only called Jesus Christ. They spoke to him like, is this the time? But now is the time. Now. These are the very last seconds of that ancient Roman Empire. Second Esdras 9:1, and he answered me and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, okay, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world in which he made. And we're seeing those signs every day. It's hot, man. We're seeing those signs every day, man. We're seeing these things happen every day. That's what we're seeing. It says, verse 5, for like as all is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. The end is manifest. We're living in that time where the end is manifest. It's manifest. It's plain upon tables. Everything is plain upon tables to us. Everything is right there in your face, man. You got scoffers jumping out of nowhere. You got agents. You got all types of things happening, man. Okay? You got all types of distractions trying to lead us away from the Lord. Esau, Edom, he's making plants. These things were spoken about in the scriptures, man. This is the book of Habakkuk. And I'll start here at 3, and it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And we're right, we're in that vision. We're in that time in which the Lord is going to save us out of here, Lord willing, man. We're in that time in which the last few prophecies that, the huge prophecies before the Lord comes back, which is World War III and the MOTB. We're living in that time. And it's going to be a squeeze on these people. And you're seeing it. There's a financial squeeze on them. America's sending billions and billions to Israel and Ukraine and all these other places, but they got so many homeless people right here in their own country that are struggling, that are suffering, that can't eat, they can't afford anything. Okay, they can't afford any food, they can't afford nothing, man. They can't afford to eat, they can't afford anything. It says, going back to Second Esdras, chapter let's go to Second Esdras chapter let's skip over here. Let's go straight to the point. Second Esdras chapter 15 and 1, it says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people. Who's the Lord's people? You so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, you Israelites, man. The words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. These things are faithful and true. You look around you, you're seeing this vision that the Lord spoke about in Matthew chapter 24 and Luke and all throughout the scriptures, man. What did he say in Matthew chapter 24? or even St. Mark or Luke. They all spoke about the same things. What do you say? What are we seeing today? This is Matthew chapter 24 and 6, and it says, "And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." And that's what we're seeing every day, wars and rumors of wars, man. "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." The beginning of sorrows, man. The beginning of that first beast going down. Okay? Which that started whenever our elders came on the scene, pretty much. When our elders and apostles' elders. Probably back in like the 70s, this place started going down the drain, man. The beginning of sorrows. It says, verse 9, St. Matthew chapter 24 and 9, "Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake." Yeah, because we got the name of the Lord. They're planting different the agents and agent provocateurs to deliver us up to be beheaded or anything else, man. They're really doing it right now. They're doing it, man. Okay? Demons are manifesting themselves in these people. Agents everywhere. Every day you got to worry about. We don't worry too much, but it's all types of things you got to fight. The fight is getting harder and harder. People dropping out of the truth. You got all types of false prophets out there. People trying to gather people together, to gather prophets or gather Israelites together to go fight other people. All types of things. All these things are spoken about, man. It says, verse 10, St. Matthew chapter 24 and 10, "And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that endure to the end, the same shall be saved." Okay, and that's what we're seeing, man. False prophets rising up. Different agent provocateurs trying to gather disciples onto themselves. Trying to get the ministry blamed. All these things are leading up to the Lord's return, man. Okay? All these things are leading up to the Lord returning to this place and delivering us out of this place, man. Let's go back to the 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. And it says, let me skip down to 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. And verse 14, it says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands." And that's what's about to happen, man. You got Israelis or Palestinians, Slovakia, in Chicago fighting against Wi-Fi and all these things like that. You got Chief Ephraim and the Wi-Fi dudes talking about we're gonna pull up this Saturday and all this bullshit. Then you got Israel and Gaza. You got wars going on over there. You got Ukraine and Russia going on. You got America versus Russia. America versus China on different fronts, in Japan and North Korea looking at everything, waiting to make a move on everybody. All these things are happening for a reason, man, because the Lord is visiting the earth in which he made. The Lord controls everything, man. Okay? You see over here in America, it's about to get deep. This dollar's crashing. They gave it like 45 more days. What are they going to do after that? They going to keep on giving it 45 more days? How are they crashing? They sending billions of dollars to these other countries. See, it's all a part of their plan, their new world order. To put a squeeze on you people acting like they're uh, gonna help you, man. But they're helping everybody else. They're helping themselves. They're funneling that money into their own pockets, the Biden administration. They never found the Epstein list. They never find out where these human trafficked kids are, where their parents are, or anything. You never hear anything about that. These are demons, man. And the Lord's coming to fight against these demons, man, because we need help. They got robots. They're poisoning the water, poisoning the food. Going back to those Georgia Guidestones, man. They're trying to maintain humanity up under 500 million so that they can bring in their new world order, so they can bring in those chips and control people. It's all about the market. It's all about the MOTB, that RFID microchip, man. Spoken about in Revelation chapter 13. Okay, it's all about that microchip, man. But they're not going to be able to see the elect, man. They're not going to be able to get us. But everybody else that's around us, they're gonna be got, man. They're gonna get got. It says, 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of the action shall stand in their power. So they're not going to regard their governments. They're not going to regard, and they're talking about it right now. You got these militias in the woods, and they're talking about civil war in America, terrorist attacks in America, all these things. They're not going to care if the government or the police get involved. Police probably scared. A bunch of these police are they're retiring early, man. They can see what's about to happen, man. It's about to be a fight in the streets. Okay, once this government kicked the can too long and they can't kick it no more, and the almighty dollar crash and all these things, that's what they're pushing. That's what they want to happen, so that they can bring in that mark of the beast. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Okay, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, man. That's what we're coming into. And all that's going to lead to that mark of the beast. It's all going to lead to that Revelation chapter 13, man. Okay, once they get order out of chaos, then they can push that Revelation chapter 13 and 16, and it says, and he causeth all, Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, a charagma, which goes into karax, which is a palisade, or to something that's pointy. You sharpen it to a point. Then you look farther into that root word. It goes into grapho, which is to write, to record your data, to record your records, to record you wherever you've been at and where you're going. They want to write on you. They want to put their mark on you instead of the Lord's mark. You know, that Psalms 2, they want to cut your cords away from the Lord. Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. This place worships Baphomet, man with man and woman with woman. They're pushing this on your children heavy. This is what it's all about, man. The New World Order, that's what they're pushing, man. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay? So you're not going to be able to buy or sell. You're not going to be able to do nothing without this RFID microchip implanted inside your skin, man. It don't matter where you get it at, in your hand, your forehead, your ass, wherever you get it, man. You're going to be destroyed. According to Revelation chapter 14, man. You're going to be destroyed. That's what they're bringing in, man. And it's right in your face. The WEF, the New World Order, that's what they're bringing. That's what's happening. That's why there's going to be sedition among men and invading one another. And men should be afraid. 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and 19. And the man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. The lack of bread is going to bring in that mark of the beast. Why is there going to be a lack of bread? Because there's going to be a lack of money, a lack of jobs. People are going to be in the streets, homeless. Those same homeless people that they've been walking by and spitting on and carrying on and acting like, talking all types of shit on these online sites about homeless people, and we need to get these homeless camps out of it. They ass gonna be homeless out there too, man. It says, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay, so that's what's about to happen, man. Great tribulation. But MOTB is coming, man. I gotta hurry up and get in here before I be late. Just want to do a quick little lesson, so hopefully this message was edifying. I'd like to say shalom.